Dude! Ah! Okay, stop. Anyway.
What? The card
You don't need. We have some more things coming up. Stay tuned. Run! Anyway, you just watched us, me and Gray, make a video where we essentially I froze Gray and reached out and grabbed the card that was frozen and slightly falling out of midair. And so I just want to show, hopefully briefly, how I did that. So as you can see, I have opened a file and I've already done some editing. I'm sorry, I went ahead. Now I'm going to have to backtrack and explain, but that's fine. That's where we are. So you'll see all these different layers, and a lot of them are just the same layer that I've just doubled. The bottom layer, which is super important, it is simply the background without us in it. And that's always important to grab just to have in case you make any mistakes. In case you need to cover something up, it's always good to have that bottom back layer with nothing on it. So again, you can see obviously that I've got these two different layers where I'm over here and Gray is over here, and we're going to in a moment freeze Gray, which is why we need to split this up into two different shots right here. And this is the same kind of shot, same kind of editing thing for the most part that was like in the original Parent Trap, and you know, that whole deal. So again, so I'm trying to make this card freeze in midair and kind of slowly go down to where I can reach out and eventually grab it. So as you can see right here, Gray threw an actual card, but obviously, you know, so we want to figure out how did I get that card to freeze in midair. Well, I took a picture of an actual card and kind of just followed along with the motion of the card he had actually thrown, and the card that he actually threw went up and out of the shot. It was so fast, which is what we wanted. And so we kind of had to plan for that, but again, we want to make this card that he's throwing just freeze. So you can see kind of the motion blur of the actual card he threw versus the card that I took a picture of and then actually inserted. And so you had to do a lot of sizing to get it to this exact small size and some coloration and stuff like that. And so it's always important to just make it flow with the real and the actual thing. I just, you know, took the card and then over time just made it slowly move down to kind of create this, it's frozen but it's still moving kind of effect. Okay, so how did I freeze Gray? So again, there's two different shots right here, but I just took a freeze frame of this exact shot and then I cut it to where it was just this left side with Gray. You can see right there it's the stop PSD. And so I'm still going over here, but Gray obviously is frozen because that's just a picture. And you can see the card's still moving because remember we did those, I told you we did just a couple keyframes from here to there, and so you can see that movement going on right there and right there. But again, Gray just was, you know, freeze framed, and so we run into this problem though where I begin to reach my hand across to grab the card, which is right there. And as I do that, I had a card in my hand, which was going to make it easier to edit later. But you can see right there that I have the card in my hand already where you can see it. And it wasn't supposed to be seen until I actually made it to where that card is right there. So what I'm going to need to do is I am going to need to hide the card that's in my hand. Oh, and additionally, I'm going to need to create a mask to allow me to reach across to Gray's side of the screen. So again, that's a whole other picture, and so I need to move my mask over here to where I can reach across. So essentially, all I'm going to be doing for the next good while is just keyframing all these different keyframes to where, one, I can hide the card that's in my hand, and two, reach across to Gray's side of the screen without being blocked, without being hidden like it originally was. So that's what you're about to see me do, and do it really fast. So anyway, here's kind of the end result where I take my hand and I reach across and I grab that card and then pull it back. And again, this was an actual card. And I didn't do this perfectly. The whole editing thing is mainly about me grabbing the card, but afterwards, see, there's a nice little grab. Afterwards, when Gray gets unfrozen right there, I didn't really take a lot of time to make that smooth. I could have, but my main issue here was just doing some keyframe stuff. So anyway, that's how we made this little snippet of a video where I reach out and grab that card and bring it back. But thanks for watching. Sorry if this was too long. You guys are awesome.